we make it happen. In 2016, Mac was started with an idea, a vision to not only create something where people can grow, but to create a place where people can actually enjoy and in that process they can learn. Today, I'm extremely delighted to share that Mac is successfully completing its 10 years of making it happen. As we celebrate this milestone, we aren't just looking back at events or achievements, but the journey, the people, the memories, and the bonds we made. And that truly shaped what Mac is today. This video is a tribute to everyone who has been part of this journey and everything we have built together.
Hey guys, this is Karthike. I was one of the first founders of Mac back in 2016, 2017, and I also served as the first president of Mac back in 2016, 17 as well. So Mac has completed 10 years, and honestly, more than the achievement of Mac touching 10 years, I'm really happy that you guys thought of me to be a part of this video, to be a part of the celebration. What we felt as an initiative is now basically a part of legacy and will eventually be a part of your legacy as well. It's quite heartening to see that Mac has survived and thrived for such a long time. It's been 10 years, but honestly, like it doesn't feel like 10 years have passed. I still feel that college was a couple of years back.
I am super happy to know that Mac has completed 10 years already. I mean, we were just 5 years ago the members of this very beautiful committee.
I believe it's been almost like a year since I passed down my responsibilities as the president to our juniors, but it just does not hit me because it feels like yesterday that we're all hanging out, we're sitting in canteen deciding where we'll go for after party, where we'll go for picnic, deciding events, running around for principal signatures, admin. Because this whole experience, I believe Mac was like one of the first societies that I joined as a fresher, and the comfort that I felt here, how our seniors welcomed us with their open arms. It was an experience that just stick with me. Mac was like a huge part of my college life. College and Mac are like literally equivalent for me because I used to go to college only for Mac. Like we're sitting around together, we're just having fun together. Even if we do not have any work, we're just deciding let's go there, let's go here. We're planning different things. It's about the company that we had. Mac is always about the people. The people that you meet here, the real and genuine bonds that you make. It is something that you cherish forever, literally.
What's that one moment from the founding phase that you will never forget? Now, I felt that starting a society is very simple because it's just you require 10, 15 odd people to sign up, right? That's what I felt. And at best, what you need is a coordinator who is a professor who will basically just be like a signatory authority, something like that. But when we actually tried starting Mac, we realized that okay, starting a society is no small task. It includes a lot of bureaucratic hurdles, I would say. Like it took us 30 days just to get to talk to the principal, and we were actually not able to talk to the principal in her own office. We had to ambush her during her evening walk. And I still remember that we were just hanging out near the canteen, and there's that pretty garden, right, from where teacher quarters are there. I think the principal quarters are there as well. So the principal was taking her a late afternoon stroll, and we basically just gathered around her. And she had one security guard. He basically thought that we are actually going to ambush her, but one of the co-founders, Malika, just said that the whole college is basically non-technical. It's all economics, BCom, all of these things, but you don't have a marketing club, right? All the good colleges have it. We need to have it as well. I have a proposal. Let's do it. It was very short, very confident. The principal liked it, and she just basically said, yeah, go ahead, do it. So yeah, that was actually one of the most interesting things because it's not just that it took us 30 days or actually 40, 45 days to get started. It's just that in those 30, 45 days, it was not that we were just planning to get our society live and one of us would become a president and that would look really cool on the resume. It actually, I don't think it really mattered at all. What really mattered to us was that, okay, we want to do something about marketing. And in those 40, 45 days, we planned a lot of events. We planned a lot of things that we would do once the society comes to be. So yeah, that was probably one of the most interesting, unique experiences about the founding phase. So the second question is, looking back now, what part of Mac's journey makes you feel most proud? So So very few societies or very few colleges back then had a marketing society. All of them had a marketing department or a function, and that only meant a person who will just create pamphlets, spread it out, and that's it. I was actually head of marketing in the Commerce Association in the Blue Chip Society, and I was actually I did all of marketing for all the three clubs. So I knew that there is this stereotype of, okay, I mean, I would not exactly call it a stereotype, but okay, there was some sort of typecasting, right? Okay, that these are the things that they will do. So I felt that black marketing is not just this. So when we started MAC, everything from the smallest of events to all the meetups, they were purely about growth, marketing, and little bit of entrepreneurship. I feel that MAC was probably the only society back then which was doing events that were not being done by anyone else. So our flagship event, which was Mac Bazaar, was a real event where we collaborated with street vendors, small shop owners, a lot of people that participated. So our first edition had mostly people from Minky itself. We were not such a hit back then. So most of the people who actually participated in Mac Bazaar actually then became part of Mac because they loved it so much. All the events that came after that were real marketing events.
Hi guys, so the first memory that comes to my mind when I think of Mac has to be during my time as an advisor in my second year of college when we were conducting zine, and this was during the time of COVID, so everything was online, but still we managed to meet and conduct and basically organize everything physically. So we were all there was this flat that we'd arranged, and there were 4 rooms, so each team was in one room, and they were basically taking care of their own events, and I was managing all the 4 rooms, 4 teams, managing so many teams all at once, giving me a taste of the corporate culture. It was amazing. We had a lot of fun. We were ordering food, we were dancing whenever there was a break, we were enjoying ourselves, and we were also successfully organizing this fest of ours.
We actually collaborated with a lot of companies that gave us the responsibility to marketing, and we were making money at the same time, right? So we collaborated with, I think the MS Dhoni movie came at that time. So we collaborated with Paytm, and we collaborated with some company which was I think Ardeko was one of them, right? So we had these collaborations where we were doing real marketing for them. So we were not just some case study society, but we were doing real marketing. We were purely marketing oriented. That was the most proud thing for me when we built MAC.
One thing for me that goes hand in hand during my undergrad days is Venki and Mac. That was the first ever college committee I was a part of, and it gave me that space to grow, to experiment, to express myself, and I came out as a very different, mature, grown, and a more confident person. Mac gave me that platform.
If I could relive one Mac day, then it will surely hands down to Marco Polo 2024. It was my first event as the president of the club, and everything was kind of new to me, and I was overwhelmed. But that stressful situation and the feeling to pull off the event successfully was something that taught me a lot of invaluable lessons that day, like how crucial teamwork is, how not to panic, and why not to panic when things are not going according to your plans, and the importance of backup plans in your life. So these were some lessons that I learned that day, so I still cherish that day. The proudest moment, the best part of my Marco Polo 24 was seeing all the team members working very hard for the society. So as a president of the club, I cannot explain that feeling, like seeing your team members working that hard for the society. So I think it was the best feeling for me. So, and the after party scenes, of course, Mac parties are the best, and those were some days that I surely want to relive.
So there are 2 events that I think of only when I remember my time at Mac. One has to be the treasure hunt that we used to conduct and play. So I got to play both in first and second year, so it was too much fun to go around running the campus and getting all those clues and figuring out the hints, and yeah, it was amazing. And the second one has to be our Road to Mac sessions. Since it was COVID, we kind of figured out a way to have these weekly sessions where everyone would come along and teach each other some skill they were good at. So they became like an excuse to just come along, spend some time, and not really pass time doing nothing, but also getting some takeaways, some useful things to learn from each other. So yeah, those 2 events are really close to my heart.
Mac is not just a society, it is a family. Everyone who's been a part of Mac will agree to this. Mac is a family, it is a connection that you make. And fun is like the added on factor that you get. Because I believe more than fun, Mac also teaches you a lot of things. Like when I joined Mac, I was like just another excited fresher. But when I moved out, when I had my farewell and I was giving up my position as the president, I was a whole different person. I was more confident. I had more idea of what I wanted to do.
So I would always be grateful for Mac for making me feel at home.
Even when we were, I specifically, when I had to like get things done, and I had to kind of be the bad cop and make sure that things are working in order. And I had to kind of be a little strict in my time. So even then it was fun because internally I would be laughing, I would be enjoying my time being this intimidating senior. But it was very important to get things done. So even that was fun. Low-key, I really enjoyed playing that bad cop. But yeah, I mean, it was super fun.
One habit that I picked up during Mac, which I still continue doing, is organizing myself in Google Sheets and Google Calendar. I mean, that is one thing that I have picked up, and I don't think it can ever leave my personality.
Even our interviews used to be so fun. Like I remember we used to have such crazy interview sessions where we would have very quirky activities and questions that we would ask and get the candidate to do. So we were not only checking their intellectual capabilities, we were just checking how good and comfortable they were with weird situations and how well they take things and how good they are in terms of their spirit, team spirit, and how much they will add to the Macness. So yeah, it was fun all around, through and through.
So one thing about Mac that makes me smile even today is the first zeal that we conducted online. We all had gathered offline in a rented space, and it was a mix of chaos, madness, fun, and just celebration. So yeah, that will always be memorable.
Okay, the toughest decision that I have to take as the president of the society, I think it was selecting new core or extended core team members for the society. Like everyone who has applied, they were equally capable and passionate, deserving, but you have to select a few. Selecting those few people felt little impossible to me, and those were some toughest decisions that shaped me as a good leader, I think.
So the most defining moment at Mac for me would be Marcopolis 24. So this was during my second year and I was the events and logistics head at that time. And like Marcopolis usually used to be like a one-day affair. But this year we decided that we want to make it a 2-day event with like multiple competitions and speaker session going on simultaneously. So this was like a huge leap for us because as the head, we had conducted competition on like a college level orientation, but conducting inter-college competition and speaker session would be like a first for us that we're leading all alone. So this process was like very challenging and exciting for us. So like we started preparation like a month or two back, and then we were very much into it, deciding every critical details. Like I still remember the last week before Marcopolis, like the routine that we followed, like the head was, we had throughout the day, we were in college doing creative work, preparing the last minute details. And then as soon as I reached home, I had multiple meetings with coordinators, event heads, and this whole process was going on and on. But because this was a very hectic process, like I'm working simultaneously for a week, I had no time to, leisure. But this never felt that it is a challenging process or it is draining me, because I think this is the best part about Mac. Work never feels like work. When we're working, when we're together, we're having fun while meets, we're discussing what will happen after this, what will be the clue that we'll give the contestant participants, but then we're also having fun. So that was like a whole circle that we had so much fun preparing that Marcopolis event and eventually watching it unfold as we wanted it to and seeing the success that it got. It was like a great experience.
So one word answer basically defined Mac in one word. Now that Mac has thrived for 10 years and how Mac came to be, I would say resilience is one word that comes to my mind.
So something that comes to my mind as soon as I think of Mac has to be fun all around.
One word that defines Mac? Definitely it has to be family.
It was just like a family to me.
So Mac is my home.
And Resilience is not just true for Mac, but it's true for marketing also. Marketing requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of experimentation, but it also requires single focus point that, okay, you need to get things done. You need to do it till you find success. Mac came to be because of that sole focus. Like, we kept at it till we found success. So that's how Mac came to be. And I think Mac has survived and has thrived because of the same ideology that, you guys have or your predecessors have dating back to us. So resilience is one word that comes to my mind.
Fun 360-degree, because it was not just fun because we were hanging out doing things. It was fun when we were conducting sessions. It was fun when we were organizing events. It was fun when we were just chilling. It was fun when we were brainstorming. It was fun when we were trying to get permissions for events. I mean, it was fun through and through. Whenever we would come along, even 2-3 people to like get things done, it was fun.
The comfort that Mac gave me and the family that I got through Mac is something that is like most precious to me. Mac is a place where you meet people who end up becoming your family by the end of it. And then the bonds that you make, the memories that you have, it is the best. Mac, in like a word, I have to say it's home. Mac gave me that experience where I grew as a person, as an individual. I had the opportunity to learn so many more things while having fun and making such genuine bonds. I believe you do not find this anywhere.
The people that are a part of Mac, they're always very warm-hearted. So I wish all the very best to everyone who's a part of Mac right now. And stay connected.
It's just like a full package. That's what Mac is to me today, and this is what it will be going forward, like 10 years from now, 5 years from now.
Like, most of the questions are done. I think it's time that I close this because it's already a pretty long video. Like, if you're a part of Mac and if you're someone who wants to be in marketing, I would just say that, with all the advancements that are going on, you need to have curiosity and the single most important aspect of experimentation. If you have these two things with you, I feel that you will excel in almost any area. If you're going to be in marketing, like I still am, I feel that I cannot exactly quantify things for you, but I can assure you that you will be doing much better than an average set of peers who are just all about, like, who translate everything to just hard work. So yeah, that's more or less to it. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this video. And yeah, congratulations. Mac has done 10 years and probably it will basically be there forever.
What started as an idea 10 years ago has now become a legacy. So until we meet again, we'll keep making it happen. Signing off, Team Mac.